Hello and welcome back. So today we're going to do a bit of a different video. Yesterday was pretty different as well, but today we're going to talk about my RICO verdict. I can talk about it now because it is official. It's been posted in the news and all of that. I was found guilty on all charges and I was given the maximum sentence, if you're curious about that. And also, if you're curious about it, why I'm not incarcerated, it's because the sentence doesn't go into effect until the 17th. But again, will I be like turning myself in tomorrow? No. The sentence has been appealed. I'm not sure how much I should go into it. We can discuss what the news has posted, but I'm not here to like judicially argue the case. I don't think that's a good idea because I'm very monitored at the moment. I'm very monitored. During my trial, my house was raided. They fucking put wiretaps and stuff in the house. They took my computer. They took my phone, everything. It's like the fourth time they've confiscated my phone. So I always gotta have a backup, like these phones right here. Anyways, let's look at the news article regarding it. Also, they've been calling me a lot, sending me a lot of messages, yada yada yada. I don't want to talk to them, bro, because the news is bullshit. I'll show you why. All right. So here we are. It is in Norwegian, so I'll translate it live for you guys, and you can tell me what you think. So it is quite a while ago, 2021. So it says here, it was in the evening of the 15th of September, 2021. The boss, which they say is me, for a drug network in Haugesund, which is in Norway, after his own statements, was just out for a breeze. After he had been drinking a little bit of whiskey, it says. And he was heading towards the city park. And it says there's a box with 27,900 krones, so about $2,800. Oh, wow. 2.8K. As payment for 50 grams of cocaine. The drug baron. The fuck? Drug baron. 50 grams of cocaine. Drug baron. So if you're not familiar, that's a kind of strange word. It's pretty similar to drug lord. Drug lord had tried to get a driver to do the job, but the driver was already arrested. On the way to the city park, got shortly abrupted because the 27-year-old Haugesund guy, man, was already in the police's searchlight. So at the time, I was not 27. It should have said the then 22-year-old, because it's been ongoing. They've been investigating, and postponing for 5 years, for 5 fucking years, and it's gonna keep going on further. I'll explain that to you why when we're done with these slideshows. Yeah, so he was identified as the man behind multiple illegal imports of amphetamine and cocaine. And it says drug baron on the fuck is it? It's not a wiretap, but it's on a voice note. It's me that made the whole shit, and it's written in the dialect. The eggs are lactated driten. All right. And they have they put that statement from me by the way. I got good faith that I can prove that I don't have anything to do with this. Still do, by the way. Still do. That was a statement served by the 27-year-old from the when he went into the witness box, voluntarily testified, gave interviews on the first day of the court. Now the judgment is hard. The judgment is now there's a sentence, and it's a very hard sentence against the man who denied anything to do with it, any accusations. And here they are quoting the local circuit court. The evidence in the court says with strength that the indicted me was the main player in a drug network with their home base in Haugesund, Norway. And this is just the local circuit court. This is what they conclude. And here's a short summary of it. I don't need to blah, blah, blah. I was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Yes, I was. Under the mafia paragraph. Don't know. It's similar to RICO, but this is put on like the. It's not the exact same. It's not synonymous. This is more put on the what they believe is the head of it. Yeah, and they took a little bit of money. They concluded that reason why I was convicted. They're talking a little bit about package. But here it says they seized 2 kilos of hash. It was from the Netherlands. And it says, what? Later, a new package with a kilo of amphetamine was found. Both those that picked up the packages point out the 27-year-old as the network's boss. But what's strange about that is they didn't indict me for those 2 kilos of hash at all. And that person did not, when he was arrested, he did not point me out as the head either. I was not indicted for it. I was not convicted for it. My conviction is 2.2 kilos of amphetamine and 100 grams of hash. And here it says the main man is, in addition, convicted of having ordered a assault where multiple other men with previous convictions in the same network participated. So ordering an assault. Yeah, I did get convicted of that as well, but it wasn't. We have in the U.S. they do like first degree assault, second degree. They don't do it like that here. I think you would call it in the U.S. an enhanced simple battery. He got punched in the face. That's what happened. It was a fight. So the circuit court means it was enough to find him guilty. And here it says, this is from previously, multiple people really in drug cases that all come from Haugesund point me out as the top dog. Quite the news statement here. Top dog. So the fuck is this? So some guy I didn't even know this. Got sentenced to 5 months prison for the 50 grams of cocaine. The shit he's talking about in the park here as well, I didn't get convicted of that. I didn't get convicted of any of that. I don't understand why this park stuff. Don't know what the fuck this park stuff is. The fuck they're talking about. They mentioned it a little bit in court, but it wasn't anything. This guy that got convicted of that never. He I don't know him. He didn't say he knew me either. And then another guy got 20 months parole. Another guy got community service, and another guy got parole, and then I got 6 years prison. I got fucked. Arrested by civilian police. No, I wasn't. They were fully uniformed. He came out with the blue lights and everything. Don't know where he's getting that from. So it says here that packages were discovered in May 2021. Here's probably hash. Yeah. 2 kilos of hash. But again, I've never had anything to do with this. I never got charged with it or anything. So the man that got sentenced on August 24th picked up the package, put it home. This is the kilo of amphetamine, put it in his garage, and got arrested the same day. Geniuses, bro, ordering like kilos of shit in the mail. Geniuses. He was the first that pointed out the 27-year-old as the boss. And here they say here's my explanation, basically saying they're lying motherfuckers. But I mean, media is also for sensationalism. He's not here to debate the facts of the case, what kind of defense I had, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about the local circuit conviction here. And it's already been opened for appeal, just so you know. And here's the thing about cases like this. That's something I want to mention. They're very cynical. They're very cynically, how should I say it? They're very cynically brought forward by your defense. So what they'll do is very often, I can point to a previous case, a self-defense case where I was acquitted, and I've actually been acquitted multiple times in court, and every single time lawyers have done the same. I've been convicted in the local court, like now, and then acquitted on the Court of Appeals every fucking time. That happened on a DUI as well. Even on DUI, they'll do that. Very weak case, by the way. I don't know why they even brought those for court, but they say you did something. I say I didn't. You go to court, and then you prove it, or they prove it, or they don't. Democracy for you. But sadly, in Norway, by the way, about 10 years ago, they removed the jury. During that Me Too stuff, they removed the fucking jury to get the conviction rate up on rape cases. Because they're indicting too many people for rape. Way too many. Even after they removed the jury, the acquittal rate for rape has been going up and up and up. Even though it's about 1%, it's gone down to like 1% for drugs. And now I'm talking about conviction rate where people don't take plea deals, where people say plead not guilty. That's where the conviction rate is 99%, where people plead not guilty. For a rape, it's 50 fucking percent. 50%. And if it's 50% the acquittal rate, that means the police are not preparing cases properly at all. They're very trigger happy with it because it became a political thing. Anyways, let's keep looking at this. All right, so and a couple months later, the now sentenced 28-year-old confessed everything to the police. The drug baron had multiple explanations on why he got pointed out by these now other convicted people. So what's strange is why is he allowed to call me a drug baron when the sentence has been brought up for appeal? That when that happens, this sentence that we're reading right now gets annihilated, brought to zero. And I'm going to go to court next year, most likely. So 2027 somewhere around that. Well, how can he just call me a drug baron when this has been overturned? I don't understand. So his main thesis was that he was set for a complot. How do you even fucking translate that word? A plot. Nah, bro. I was just saying they were fucking lying about me, okay? They were fucking lying, and we brought a bunch of witnesses. Anyways, he says, but the court means that there's zero doubt that he explains. Yeah, okay, so it's written a bit poorly, but it says there is zero doubt that they believe I'm speaking untruly. In a dialogue the police call marketing and sales of narcotics. Now I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. There was no technical evidence in that sense brought against me. Yeah, so the court means there's no doubt that he pulled all the strings to get packages picked up from this grocery store. It's just called that. Multiple files on what the fuck is this? This is like a tablet that the man had disposable, showed the rules and boundaries for storage of drugs and that kind of shit. And what the fuck? Yeah, that was so fucking cringe when they brought that up on trial. I was so fucking cringe. I'll see if I can find it. We'll cut to that part. It's from they brought it straight out of fucking Arma. It was from 2016. It's real cringe, bro. It was real cringe seeing that in court because it's talking about like capo regime, made men. So the police, when they were like reading it, they were like, "Holy shit, this is like some real like Colombo family crime, mob shit." And bro, everyone was like 18 to 22 when we got arrested. 22-year-old. I was 22 years old. It's not Michael Corleone in a small Norwegian city with 25, 30, or 35,000 people, something like that, 35, 40,000 people. It's not Michael Corleone here. Yeah, so they say I have zero credibility. The court's going to look all the way from it. And by the way, something funny, this judge that convicted me here, he has convicted me before, and I have had sentences overturned on him before. He's convicted me, and then I have had it overturned on appeals. So I'm sure he was really happy to see me again. Maybe he missed me. But what really brought him down is a sound tape that the mother of the 28-year-old took. Yeah, so how they just go into... What the fuck? It says V. Just the V. Is that like some code name for someone? Is that like me? I'm V? Or is it missing a letter like we? We have white... So money laundering and turning to cryptocurrency. So cash to crypto money laundering. We use encrypted chats, and we have a network that cooperates with some that are our partners, says the 27-year-old. I never fucking said that. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Where's he getting that from? I didn't say that in court. I didn't plead guilty to anything. Is he out of his fucking mind? We use encrypted chat applications. All chat applications are encrypted. Which ones aren't? Also, if you want a brief summary on the case, I can summarize it for you. So essentially, you have, let me think, 3 people that are pointing me out as the head of this shit. And then you have, let me think, shit. 5, 6, so 8 people that are saying they're lying and that they were planning to do this all the way back in 2020. For example, one of the witnesses on my side said that he was planning on doing this. He came and said that in court, on trial. He was planning to do it. He didn't like that. He didn't like this guy. He didn't like that I didn't do drugs because I don't live in that city anymore. It's a shit fucking city, but he didn't like that I didn't do drugs, that I didn't sell them, and he thought I was better than or he got the impression that I thought I was better than other people. It's what I understood from that guy that testified in court. And he said he was going to incarcerate me. Also, in addition to that, my parents' home, that same guy, he's like a known drug dealer. He's convicted in the case as well. He got convicted while on parole for other kills. Sent people to my parents' house. The guy came with a knife. This is like all police. They call the police, of course, all that. And this 28-year-old they're talking about, he also came to my parents, threatened them. You have a bunch of witnesses corroborating what I'm saying. There was like 24 witnesses or so in court. 20, 23, 22, 34, something like that. But yeah, I got convicted of assault, but I didn't get convicted of assault. I got convicted of asking another guy. It says I asked. I didn't even pay for it. It says I asked. That's what it says. Not like a pay hit or anything like that. That's why the sentences were like almost nothing on it. Yeah, because apparently he snitched on me. This case also, I don't understand how the local courts came to the conclusion that I was guilty, because even in their own, like when you read the verdict, it says that even though we have no evidence that he was involved in that assault, we convict him because we believe he was the head of the whole thing. That's sort of what the RICO does. If you get convicted of one thing, there's this infection that goes, and you get convicted of absolutely fucking everything. That's why it's so AIDS, bro, the RICO thing. Because if they convict you as the head or an organizer of another criminal, the court will also more or less convict you of everything else that other guy did. So that guy says he did a bunch of shit, but he was just under pressure from you. You'll get convicted of all of that. Yeah. So what is this? Yeah. So the judges didn't agree. So you have like jury judges here. They said I should get 6 years, but the administrator, the main judge, said he wanted a half year shorter. No, that's not correct. He wanted a whole year shorter. So the jury judges wanted 6 years and the judge wanted 5. And I'm the only one in the case. And my lawyer told me, interestingly enough, it's kind of historic because he said, I don't know if it's true, but he said I'm the first person ever in Norway to be convicted on a RICO alone, where everyone else in the case has been brought in, convicted, and all that, and I'm the only one. So imagine this: they bring in like, I think it was 6 people. 6 people. They're all in the same drug network, and they only put a RICO on one guy. So he said it's the first time ever, actually, that it has happened. It's unprecedented. There's no precedence for it. That one person, because it says in the law as well, you need 2 or more people, but technically, I guess they can convict you of it without bringing those other people into the indictment. But I'm like a one-man mafia right now. One-man mafia. So the man's lawyer in the case. So also, that's not my lawyer. What the fuck? So he tried. He hasn't answered the news regarding a comment on the judgment. And the 2 others are sentenced to have to pay a blah blah amount for the man that got beat up. So they should have contacted my actual lawyer. But yeah, I did summarize the case for you guys. I also want to show you guys that file they're talking about. We're going to cut to that. All right, so here we go. I found the document. It says official conduct policy. If any rule is broken or there is any perceived infraction, contact the administrator. So this is the fucking thing they brought up in court. Bro, it was so fucking cringe. I was dying. I was literally dying. Like, they're talking about, so the administrator here, the capo regime, the driver's stash house, or a maid member, bro. An office, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. Disrespecting these rules are considered an infraction. And he says here, you see here at the bottom, infraction levels, infraction 1, 2, 3. But you know what's fucking annoying in the court? So this is from 2016, so the rules have changed a little bit. But we did bring a, what's it called? But yeah, we brought in a similar document from ARMA RP, but they just didn't admit it in court. They said it's a PDF, so we don't know if it's real. And I also, when I was doing a police interview about this, I found, I like opened my phone, found ARMA RP server, and it was more or less the same. And the police detective, he was like, oh yeah, it's more or less the same. And then he didn't give a shit about this document. And that didn't go through here. So you can read it yourself here. You can pause the video and have a look at it. Tell me what you think. Obviously, organized crime. Any sanction placed by administrator as a reaction can be denied, and court can be held on the infraction. Yeah, so don't shoot your own teammates and stuff. Like, you can only use what's approved for your mob family. There isn't much to bring in. You can look at it yourself. But what I find cringe, I said it as well on trial, capo regime, May member. This is obviously from, like, to say administrator. This is obviously from a game. But it's very hard to argue those kind of things to like an 80-year-old judge, 7-year-old judge. But yeah, now I've got it for you guys. You've seen it all. I got it from my Discord. There's been a lot of questions about it. Very unfortunate to get falsely convicted. It's very unfortunate that it can happen in a democracy, but also there is an appeal function in Norway. And I've experienced it before. It's kind of strange how it all works. It's very strange to think about. It's not like in America where you go straight to prison. Here, they wait for you to appeal and shit and see if it gets overturned, and you don't go to prison when it goes into effect. And if it gets accepted, and they don't use a lot of time to accept it, like in the US where you can be caught up in a case forever. Here it was pretty fast. But it's pretty strange how they'll throw a case, especially because an appeal, it doesn't have a guarantee to get in, but the stricter your sentences, the higher it is, the easier it is to appeal. And 6 years or more, which is what I got, I'll have a appeal guarantee. It doesn't mean that they have to take up the appeal, but they need some extraordinarily good reason to not bring it up. But yeah, I think we've gone through everything. Now you guys know what I was convicted of. We'll see how it goes moving forward, I suppose. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.